I grew up between a lot of white people. People were very curious. I was always different.
Who shared a very personal story with us.
There's a lot of secrets,
Okay.
secrecy about it. We can happier again, or find that strength in ourselves.
Hi, I'm with Sanne from Holland, who has a very interesting story to tell us. A few years ago, I discovered Sanne on social media and we featured her on the cover of Hi magazine. Since then, a lot has happened, and Sanne is here today to tell us what has developed over the years. Welcome, Sanne. How
Thank
are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay,
Very happy that I'm in Sri Lanka.
excellent. So, can you tell us a bit about your background? Tell the viewers about your childhood and growing up in Holland.
Yes, of course. I grew up in Holland, and I was like, I think 6 weeks old when I was adopted to the Netherlands, and I grew up there. And there was a time that I really wanted to know where I come from. So, and who was my mother, my father, maybe I had brothers or sisters. So I think in 2010, 11, I came back to Sri Lanka for the first time, and the year after that I was searching for my family. So, and I've found them.
How easy or difficult was it for you to find your biological family or your birth mother?
My papers were very accurate, so my mother still lives at the address in my papers. So for me, it was very easy to find her. So very lucky with that, because a lot of people couldn't find their families.
Okay, and just to give us a bit of context, can you tell us what made you want to search for your biological mother?
Yeah. It's a really difficult question, because it's not really that I was thinking about this, but it was a very, very, very strong feeling. Who was my mother? It was like such strong that I really need to go and find her. Yeah.
Now that you found her, do you feel questions have been answered?
Some questions are answered, yes. She's my mother and she's really my reflection of me. So I'm very happy with it. But there are also a lot of secrets in my family. So not all my questions were answered. No.
So as an adoptee growing up in Holland, when you realized you were adopted, how did it affect your mental health? Did you suffer from any mental health, did you suffer from any sort of mental health issues because of that?
Yes, I grew up between a lot of white people, if I can tell this. So I was very, like an attraction. So people were very curious. I was always different. So I think it's very difficult to be in this position because you really want to fit in, you know. So, and that wasn't happening. So I find it very difficult. And yeah, I think it's like so important to know who is your mother and your father. Yes.
Okay, so tell us about you wrote a book a few years back, and now you've written the second book. Can you tell us a bit about the books?
Yes, my first book is my search to the truth. So the adoption system, and also my traveling to find my own mother. And the second book is more the healing part. So how can I heal from this trauma?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you speak about trauma and you speak about healing,
Yeah.
and I know that is something you want to bring to Sri Lanka, the healing aspect of it. Can you tell us more about the plans you have in mind that you want to do in Sri Lanka?
Yes, I can. The second book is about the healing part of me and all the other adoptees in Holland as well. And now I think I'm so happy that all the expertise I have, that I can bring it to Sri Lanka. So because everyone wants to be like the personal growth I did, and I know what the effectives are in the Netherlands.
And you are also a therapist, right?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit more about your role as a therapist?
Yes, I'm a physiotherapist in Holland, and in a holistic way. I have my own business, and I think for 4 years now, and I see what the effective is, and that we can happier again, or find that strength in ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you had discussions with the Dutch embassy in Sri Lanka. What sort of help have they said they could give to you in implementing this project?
Well, they stand behind us. They were very curious about our plans, and I think we have a very small line with them. They every time they could help us when we need them.
Right.
Yeah. But first we need to set things up here.
Okay. So you also want to do some work in the north of Sri Lanka, or what sort of work do you want to do there?
Yeah, we have like different programs, and one program, of course, is the families who gave their children up for adoption, but also the people who are impacted by war. We also want to have help in this situation, or the women were pregnant or were raped or abusive. Is also a group we really want to focus on, and of course the children.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how will these workshops or sessions take place? Would it be through a conversation? Would it be therapy through art, music? How do you plan to do it?
Yeah, I have a lot of tools also in Holland. So it will be like conversations, but also dancing, creative therapy. How can you use your body to through endurance trauma? So that kind of tools I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Right. And you also said that you would like to do some work in Ratnapura. Any particular reason why you chose Ratnapura, or could it be anywhere?
Yeah. Well, Ratnapura, there are a lot of children gave up for adoption in that area. So I think that area is very good to focus on the group of people and families who gave their children up for adoption. Yeah.
And what sort of, how should I say this, what sort of help or therapy are you trying to offer the mothers that gave up their children?
Yeah, I think also like the aftercare, like sharing their stories, but also they tell them that it's not really necessary to have this shame. Give him knowledge how to react on the adoptee when they are coming. So and the aftercare between those people, like the family and the adoptee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you also tell them that it is okay to put the stigma behind them and look for their child if need be, rather than be scared and hide the story?
Yes, hopefully we can manage that. Yeah, I think it's great when the shame is falling down and there's a safe space. We create a safe space for these families to came forward. Yeah.
You also mentioned that you want to go to schools and offer therapy, counseling. Again, how, in what form will that take place?
Yeah, we did some research here in Sri Lanka, and we get to know that children are very needed for help, but also the same things like dancing, creative therapy, sharing stories, creating a safe space for them to be themselves, but also their strengths, limitations, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
For us Sri Lankans, it's very rewarding to see people like you come back to your roots, wanting to give something back.
Yeah.
How are you going to implement this ambitious project? Where will you get the counselors, the therapists? What plans do you have in finding and bringing therapists and counselors to this program?
Well, I hopefully there are some counselors here in Sri Lanka I can work together with. So we can put Holland, the Netherlands and Sri Lanka, they can work together with the expertise we have. So it would be nice when there are counselors who are very interested in this project.
Right.
Yeah.
So would I be right in saying that if there are any counselors or therapists watching our video today, to reach out to you at the email address we will share on this video?
That will be perfect.
Right.
Yes.
And when do you plan to start this project? I know you're here for a couple of days, flying tomorrow. When do you propose to come back and start this?
We are thinking now in October I come back to do like a road tour in Sri Lanka in different places, and then we start the pilots. the pilot groups. Yeah.
Right. When you say road tour, can you explain and tell us what the road tour, how it will take, what form it will take?
Well, it likes maybe a place in Colombo where we look for the children, or in Ratnapura we are finding the families who gave their children up for adoption. So that kind of tour we want to do. Yeah, and also of course up north in Jaffna for the people who impacted by war.
So people who have got post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you would like schools, maybe people who are affiliated to rural schools watching this also to reach out to you.
Yeah, that will be very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe the Netherlands and Sri Lanka have a very long history, and part of our story is finding each other, the Dutch people and the Sri Lankan people. And I suppose in a way that is what you are doing as well when you came to Sri Lanka to look for your birth mother.
Yeah.
What else would you be doing in your program when birth mothers come forward and they are reunited with the adopted children? There is a lot of emotions involved.
Yes.
It could be not only for the birth mother, but if she chooses to share her story with the rest of the family, what can you do to the extended family in bringing them together and supporting this?
Yes, I think it's very important during also my own experience with my birth mother that there needs to be a lot of patience, because there are two cultures, they are coming together, you never seen each other, so expectations you need to let go. First there need to be like a trustable bond to maybe, I think my mother, I've seen her like 10 times or maybe more, and now I can say we are creating a safe space, and we are like this connection, we make this connection, and so people need to know that we need to be patient in this, and we are like thinking about like a program to do this aftercare. So what do we need to do after you find your mother, or the other way around? Yeah.
So am I right in thinking that if you implement this, yours would be maybe possibly the first program in Sri Lanka that would help with the aftercare when families reunite?
Yes. Yeah, because that's really missing out. Yeah, we're not thinking about what will happen when you find each other. You say a lot of emotions, both sides, but we are different cultures, so.
Did you have, when you found your mother, did you have any help in dealing with your emotions?
No, I did everything myself, but I was really focused on to get this bond. So I was like putting a lot of effort. Every year I go to my mother to get this connection, and now I can say, yeah, we have this connection. So yeah, it's great.
And obviously there was no help for her.
No.
But she was strong enough to deal with it.
Yes, I think, and also I think it's hard every time to see each other because the wound is like ripped open. But also I think the love between the daughter and the mother is more important than the wound. Yeah.
Did she tell you why she gave you up for adoption?
There's a lot of secrecy about it. So not that much.
Right. So Sanne, you've spent a lot of your personal time, invested a lot of your personal time in getting this project off the ground. Do you want to show our viewers this poster and maybe say a few words about it?
Yeah, so this is our company. We changed the narrative, and this will be the holistic center we want to locate here, so we can help those different groups I've talked about you before.
Okay. So there we have it from Sanne from Holland, who shared a very personal story with us. If any one of you out there is in a position to help Sanne execute her project here in Sri Lanka, then please do get in touch with her at the email address at the end of this interview.